Hi, my name is Arpita. I am a sustainable fashion designer and stylist. I help you understand fashion to build a sustainable wardrobe. This video is a part of series where I'll be talking to sustainable brands and industry experts to make you understand more about sustainability in the fashion world. Let's invite our guest of the day. Hi Prerna.
Hi guys, hi Arpita.
Thanks for being here. Please introduce yourself to everyone.
I am Prerna. I'm a fashion designer from NIFT, just like Arpita over here. After that, I went ahead and did my sustainable dyeing and natural dyeing courses and fashion courses in Central St. Martin's in London. After which, I started my own brand called Origin Studio this March 2021.
Being a fashion designer, it is easy to create garments with different ideas and themes. But when you opt for sustainability, there is restriction in many ways, like fabric, designs, manufacturing, keeping it in the circular economy, and all that. Why did you choose sustainability? Now tell us all about your baby brand.
Its name came upon to me when I was sitting one day in natural dyeing class and I was wondering why can't we go back to the origin where humans used to use in history clothes that were made with hand, they were made with natural materials, with natural fabrics, and with natural dyes, which did not harm the environment in any manner. So that is what I want to do with Origin Studio. It should be as easy as walking into a shop and buying clothing, and making sustainable fashion the whole norm experience is what we want to do at Origin Studio. For our first collection, we have used organic rain-fed cotton and natural dyes, and these sort of make the whole form into a circular fashion movement, so that whatever we take from the earth is what we give back. We do not put any pesticides into the soil to growing any of our resources, and we do not cause any water pollution while dyeing. Neither do we cause pollution when we put it back into the soil.
Wow, that's a great story behind the brand. I love the fact that you are using organic fabrics and natural colors to keep your brand part of the circular economy. For my next question, different people may have different answers. I want to know what sustainable fashion is according to you.
Let me first tell you what is sustainability. Sustainability, according to me at least, is more about the practices that I have picked up and I have learned and I'm educating myself with, which I'm following as part of my lifestyle and as part of my business to cause the least amount of impact on earth as I possibly can. It's as simple as that. It is so that the future generations are also not affected with it. It is the idea that I am part of a slow fashion movement as such, which is essentially about being mindful about where your resources are coming from and where they are going to, and ensuring the whole circularity of it all. It does not necessarily mean that you have to be sustainable only with the final product. So when you're buying something from a business, ensure that they incorporate sustainability in their whole routine of what they do on an everyday basis as well. Because take for example this cork board that I have behind me. It was so much easier for me to find boards that are made out of plastic, that are made out of thermocol. I had to just call up stores and, hey, do you have a pin board? And all they had was plastic and thermocol, and these are not biodegradable materials. It was so much harder for me to source this, but I know it is better for the long run because wood and cork are taken from nature and can decompose much more easily as compared to other synthetic materials. So sustainable fashion, according to me, is a whole encompass of the business that follows sustainable practices which do not harm the environment.
I love what you said about practices that you have learned and you're following. We all should do that. I personally follow sustainable ideas in my designing and personal life. I talk about them in my YouTube videos too. How do you think a common person who's watching or listening to this conversation can practice sustainable fashion? I would like it if you throw in some easy tips there.
It is as simple as asking yourself questions. So first, when you think that you need something, think whether you can upcycle, whether you can recycle it, whether you can DIY something and get it. Do you really need to buy it? So if you then decide, okay, I really need to buy something, ask how long am I going to use it for? How many times am I going to wear it? How many washes am I going to give? After you buy it, you ask yourself questions like, am I taking care of it enough? Like, for example, you buy something from us, it's naturally dyed. So naturally dyed clothing need to be taken care of properly. Like, for example, they need to be dried in the shade, they need to be hand washed. It is giving your clothes that essential amount of care, because they're unique to you. So buy and invest in items that are unique to you. Instead of buying 10 clothes that are made out of mixed or polyester materials which will last you 5 years, you can invest and buy 2 or 3 pieces made with natural dyes and natural fabrics, and these will last longer. If you pay a small fashion business, they're going to make it with hand, especially for you. So questions like that, and once you're done buying it, once you're done using it, what are you going to do with it? Ask yourself, am I going to throw it away? There is a way. We don't, all of us just need to have this conversation. Where are we throwing things away? They are just going into earth and polluting it. So instead of doing that, if you buy clothing that is, for example, from us, we would like to take it back from you, and if you really like the piece, we can upcycle it and ensure you can wear it a little time longer, or make it into bags, or make it into pieces that you can still incorporate in your daily life. And if the piece is finally done with, you can easily compost it, because this is made out of natural materials and it will biodegrade.
That was a great answer. Asking yourself those questions is the best way. Now let's come to the fabrics. According to you, what are the fabrics that someone should choose or avoid to be sustainable?
Easy question asked, not so easy answer. So you can buy all natural materials like organic cottons, linen, hemp, silk. Yes, I said silk. Silk is a little controversial for me, in the sense the source that it comes from matters more, because if you buy silk that is not tussar or it is not ahimsa silk, then you're buying silk that is killing a silkworm and then they're making the silk. But if you invest a little bit more and buy ahimsa silk properly, then I would approve of silk, because it goes back into nature and does not cause any particular harm that way. They are coming up with very interesting fabrics made out of orange juices and made out of pineapple. They are coming up with things that are made out of tencel and recycled cotton, recycled polyester. All of these are really great materials to buy. I said recycled polyester. So that is again a little bit controversial, because essentially what happens is you are saving around 12 plastic bottles from going into the landfill. 12 plastic bottles are made into one t-shirt, approximately that is what happens. It saves on the 2,700 liters of water that is used to make one cotton t-shirt that you buy, and you're saving things from going to the landfill. So essentially a recycled polyester t-shirt is a very good option for anybody. But the question arises of when you wear something that's made out of polyester, when you wash these clothes, microfibers get released into the washing system, and that leads to water pollution, air pollution, and if we consume fishes, our bodies again tend to ingest these microfibers, which is not good for us. So, which is why recycled polyester is a very controversial, in the sense you'll have to ask yourself what are the pros and cons of doing it, but I would say recycled polyester is a good option. Fabrics you should avoid: polyester, any one-time virgin polyester that is made freshly from using coal and oil and all the fossil fuels. Definitely avoid. The next one that I'm going to say is going to sound funny. I'm going to say try to avoid cotton. Organic cotton is good. It uses 70% less water to grow than normal cotton does. The problem with normal cotton is that most of them are grown with genetically modified seeds, which means the cotton plant, once it is grown, it does not have any seeds in them. The farmers need to invest in buying seeds every single season, which puts them in a whole lot of debt. Besides, growing cotton takes up a lot of water and a lot of fertilizers and pesticides. Organic cotton, on the other hand, which we use, uses 70% less water because it is rain-fed, and we don't use chemical fertilizers and pesticides which get into the water and spoil that whole system, but we use natural fertilizers and pesticides like neem and other bioenzymes. So polyesters, cottons, and you should also definitely avoid viscose or rayon, because viscose or rayon, although they are made out of wood pulp, the problem that happens is the source is natural, which is wood, but there is so much chemical processing that it goes through to convert wood to fabric. Can you imagine the amount of process it goes through? So it is not really a very sustainable practice to wear those fabrics. And that's my opinion anyway.
You really dived deep into it there. Super informative answer. I totally agree with you about cotton fabric. It is used so much now, it's almost like a threat to earth. As you have mentioned, in place of regular cotton, we should try to opt for organic cotton. I want to add to the list of interesting fabrics you were mentioning. There are fabrics made of lotus stem, lotus silk is made of lotus flowers. These fabrics are soft, wrinkle-free, rich fabrics. I worked with these fabrics for a London-based brand in the past. Again, I'm glad to know that you use organic fabrics. Up next, I have a loaded question for you. How do you think our clothing choice is impacting our environment?
Easy question to ask, and it has a lot of answers. But one of the main things is we need to realize that polyester that is made from fossil fuels are not an endless source of resource. Our earth has made these fossil fuels such as coal and oil after several decades of compression under several layers of the planet. And we are using them up at a rate that they cannot be replenished. So every time you use something that is made out of fresh polyester, you're taking something out of the earth which cannot be put back in. So that is one of the main problems. Another problem that happens with using fast fashion is the amount of chemical dyes that go into it. Because of the chemical dyeing process, it's a very sad thing to talk about. Around 70% of the rivers in China and I think around 40% of the rivers in India are completely polluted with all the dyes and all the chemical effluents that are released from the fashion industry. This is because of the huge amount of processing that chemical dyes take. Now, if a consumer is educated about all this, do you think you will still make those choices? I mean, answer the question for yourself after learning about all of this, of course. This is about the process. So after that, the worst part about polyester is it does not biodegrade at all. And clothing made out of polyester maybe take around 200 years to decompose, and it is still going into the soil and all the chemicals are still going into the soil. It does not cause anything good to come out of the whole situation. So that is a problem. But clothing that is made with, let's say, natural dyes does not affect the whole water system. It does not pollute the air or any other factory involved process. So things like that are an advantage when you try to shop better.
Great answer, Prerna. I share facts and explain about shopping choices on my YouTube channel. I hope you all are following them. When we talk about re-wearing clothes, I know many people who do not choose to repeat their clothes, at least for the special occasions. There is a sort of taboo around repeating outfits. How do you think that can be changed?
Well, obviously, I come from a generation that grew up with Facebook and Instagram and growing up and seeing all these influencers and all these super hip and cool people wearing new clothes in every single post, every single day. And you get that FOMO where you fear that you're missing out on things they are paid to wear these clothes, which is why they have so many clothes. Instead, follow influencers like Arpita, who shows you that it's okay to rewear clothes. I think it basically means that when you wake up in the morning and you scroll through your Instagram or your YouTube, who you are following, who you are, letting influence your life. Because believe it or not, these things have a very high impact on a very long run. And you can also restyle and rewear pieces in different ways, and it depends on the classics that you have in your wardrobe. Like, for example, right now I'm wearing one of our classic beige shirts with a wrap dress. So you can rewear things, accessorize them, style them in different forms, and that is how you get over re-wearing things. It's as simple as that. Also, Indian community does a lot of passing on from generation to generation, but we don't talk about community exchanges of clothing. We could do that. Like, people living in the same community can hold, sort of like thrift stores, or you bring two clothes, you can take two clothes kind of gatherings. If you do things like that, I think it will be a much more healthier community for clothing and fashion.
Thank you for mentioning my name, Prerna. We should totally be aware of who we follow on social media. That completely changes a person's perspective. By the way, I love your wrap dress. I can already imagine different ways to style it. Also, I like what you said about community exchange of clothing. I will keep a note of it. Now, suggest any timeless wardrobe Indian classics that everybody needs to invest in.
When someone says Indian clothing, what is the first thing that just came to your mind? Saris. And it's for everybody out there. I have seen people of different genders wear and support saris in such beautiful forms. A classic hand-woven, handmade sari specifically to your suiting, if you invest some in it, is going to be beautiful and last you for several generations, something that you can pass on. It's a wardrobe staple, must. You can wear a sari to a marriage function, you can even wear it with a skirt, you can wear it with jeans out with your friends. Depends on how and where you wear it. So sari, definitely a staple. Go for colors like whites, beiges, browns, greys, black. These are colors that are monotonous, and they are colors that are so beautifully diverse that you can pair them up with literally anything. I would suggest you go to the Origin Studio page and look at how agender and how timeless all these clothing are. Clothing is supposed to be ageless too, so do not worry. You can still own a white shirt when you are 60 years old and still rock it up, definitely. Kurtas, a plain white kurta or a beige kurta, because white tends to have bleach in it. I would recommend something that's unbleached like this. Something like that with chikankari on it or some handwork on it. Imagine the possibilities that you can do with kurtas like that, especially if kurtas are fully open buttoned in the center. You can even wear that as a jacket on some other day. So anything monotone or same grayscale colors, if you have, you can dress it up or dress it down with accessories. If you have several jackets in your wardrobe, if you have several skirts in your wardrobe, you can easily wear any colored skirt with a white shirt. I don't think you can come up with an option of saying no. Imagine pairing it up with a beautiful skirt and then putting another pop of color for a dupatta or a jacket on it. It will look absolutely beautiful. Like this wrap dress that I'm wearing right now can even be worn as just a jacket without tying it around the waist. And you could just leave it open and wear it with pants and a shirt. So invest in clothing that you can wear in multiple ways and forms. That is what I think we should all do.
I have another loaded question for you. It might get a little public disagreement. According to you, what changes are required in the fashion industry in terms of sustainable fashion?
Now, this is a question that I can't wait to answer. Past fashion industries, if you are listening, please try to incorporate some sort of circular system in your factories. try to incorporate and go for a more slow fashion movement, where you do not make a new collection every 21 days. That is what big brands like H&M and Zara do. Every time a consumer walks into a shop, after let's say 3 weeks or a month, they see a new collection, and they have gotten so used to seeing no new collections that they don't ask where are these coming from. What happens to clothes that didn't sell before? I have had people who work at companies like this, and they have told me that all the clothes that don't sell go into either massive warehouses where they sit for months, or they are sent to underdeveloped or developing countries like India. There is a specific factory in Patna where all these clothes that are not sold all over the world come in ships, and they are shredded at the factory, and they are compressed and made into blankets. Now, do you think that's a very good use of all the clothes that were made with so much effort, like the designer designing them, the person growing the cotton, or if it was not cotton, if it was made of polyester, the fossil fuels taken out of the earth? Do you think it's a viable end to what so much effort that has gone into a clothing? If it doesn't sell, it goes and shreds itself and makes into a blanket. I don't think that's a good call. So ask fashion brands, why are you making so many collections in a year? Why do I need so many new clothes? People did not, I've heard this in a documentary. It says people did not wake up one day and decide, oh, today I'm going to buy a pair of jeans for 1/3 the price, which is so true. We are now used to going to a shop and picking up a t-shirt that you can wear for your house at like 399 rupees. It was not this value. When you come to a small business and they say the same shirt is going to cost you somewhere 1,200 rupees, you start questioning, oh, but I can get it at a fast fashion store for 399. Why will I pay 1,200? Because you don't understand that the ethicality of the whole issue. The person making things sitting in the fast fashion industry is not getting paid enough. He is not being treated right. So there are a lot of ethical issues that need to be sorted by the fast fashion industry as well. Apart from all of this, I think they need to ensure that what they are taking, they give back. So taking back clothes that aren't selling, or even putting them on sales, where do you think the money is cut off from? It is cut off because all the other brands are offering them at such low rates. So competition, all these fast fashion brands lower their rates, and the money comes out of the tailor's pocket, or the farmer's pocket, or the weaver's pocket, which is why you should opt for small fashion brands. Because if you DM me, every person who has ever messaged me on Instagram, I have replied, and I have given them on why certain pieces are priced in a certain manner, and why certain things cost as much, or what is the process to making this. So I think if consumers are made to understand better of why certain things cost so much, they would be willing to make an educated choice, because I believe education is the key when it comes to fast fashion industry as well. Consumers, if they educate themselves and subscribe to influencers like Arpita, would definitely learn what their choices are and then try to make the correct decision. But then again, this is a statement for people for whom fashion is a priority. I must put it out there that because we are in a developing nation, for a lot of people, fashion is not a priority, and it is not something they can invest time in. People who cannot genuinely afford to shop, it is completely fine. Do not guilt trip yourself. But for people who have the option, instead of buying 10 clothes, buy 1 or 2 pieces from Origin Studio. It's as simple as that. Come to us and we shall take care of your needs. Also, fast fashion industries do not customize. So, small businesses do.
Oh, that's a great and thought provoking answer. I totally agree with what you said about small businesses. They answer the questions, they educate the customer about the fabrics, the process, and they customize. Check out Prerna's brand Origin Studio on Instagram and Facebook. I will leave all the links in the description box. She has very beautiful designs that you must include in your wardrobe. So nice talking to you, Prerna.
Thank you, Arpita, so much for having me. Guys, subscribe to her and follow her. Thank you for having me as part of this journey that all of you have started. And I hope I helped in educating some of you on the horrors of the fast fashion industry and that there is hope for us if we shift to slow fashion. So come shop with me at originstudio.in. Nice talking to you all. Bye.
If you want to understand more about sustainable fashion, click on the screen to watch related videos. I will see you in the next video. Bye.